Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 23rd of January. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the standout features of this week that we can all relate to collectively, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail all the zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces. If you're a returning viewer to my channel, thank you so much for joining me once more. If you're new to me, it's great to have you with me. If you'd care to like or subscribe or comment, you're very welcome. This is very much a community and it's wonderful to have you with me. Now this week does see one of the standout aspects in astrology, the Sun in an alliance with Jupiter. Jupiter in the sign of Aries is very much about new beginnings and freshness. In the sign of Aquarius, the Sun, Venus and Saturn is very much about the collective. It's how we interact and network, it's our friendships, but also our longer term planning. Because last Saturday there was a new moon in Aquarius, which is also feeling the energy of Pluto, the planet of great change, it may feel as if this is a really historic time for many of us. So what does it mean, that aspect between the Sun and Jupiter? I think it can be when we supercharge our longer term plans in a way which feels right for us now. We very often will have hopes, but when we get to that point where we achieve what we set out to do, we realise that we've actually shifted. And I think there can be a little bit of that this week. But Mercury, the planet of communication, is still forging a jarring angle to Mars. Mercury wants us to slow things down and examine possibilities in a very thorough and step-by-step way. It's in the earthy sign of Capricorn. Mars in Gemini wants things to go quick, very quick. But later this week, Mercury actually forges a brilliant link with Uranus, which will help us to embrace things that can speed up. Also, from Monday to Wednesday, Venus and Saturn are still within 3 degrees of one another, and they're asking us to think very carefully about the quality of our alliances. Now, Saturn can either be a cold and limiting influence or a very stabilising one. So we may find ourselves asking some key questions about close relationships, particularly as Venus moves into the sign of reflection of Pisces on Friday. Now there is a quarter moon as this week draws to a close. As much as the sign of Aquarius is very idealistic, the sign of Taurus is very realistic. And there may be something that we just need to make sure it stays in kilter between those two areas. As much as we'd like life to be a certain way, it is as it is. But then at the same time, that doesn't mean to say we can't apply our values and standards to that reality. And that's really what I feel is coming to the fore as this week draws to a close. Now, if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand what the next year will hold for you as an individual, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can give you your forecast, plus in my special package, your life roadmap analysis. This will help you to understand your astrological influences at a much more intimate level. Seize upon the ones that give you possibilities, but also work out some that have snagged you over time. There's 30% off. Please see the link below. And in my special package, you also get your free Zodiac, Vedic and Chinese forecasts for 2023. So Aries, your week commencing the 23rd of January forecast suggests there can be a switch this week. There's been so much emphasis since really the start of December on your worldly interactions, your role in life, your goals and ambitions, the more material plane. Now you have an opportunity to think more about how you can connect with others, your joint interests, where you feel an affiliation. And it can be a great time to meet up with people with Jupiter in your sign in such a sparkling link to the Sun. With Venus being applied to by Saturn, The quality of your friendships, for sure, that could be an area, but the ones that are meaningful to you can become even more solid. That part of you that can be a little bit impatient, however, just suggests with your ruler in the quincunx with Mercury, if there are still some strands going on that are more to do with your desire to make progress in a professional context, patience will be important. But your ability to reach into and understand trends and how we're all part of the whole is going to be something that people notice about you and can be impressed by you. Also, your ability to think outside the box and try different things is emphasized at the end of the week. But Venus moving into your 12th house can be quite a tough influence. It's possible you could feel very nostalgic on Friday, very sentimental, get some old photograph albums out, or find yourself over the next 28 days thinking about what did happen to that old lover or friend. Or will it be in an existing relationship you're really going to review carefully what exactly it is you have, but what you need, and whether your needs are being met. It's not necessarily a time when you're going to do something straight away. Venus is exalted in Pisces, so a good time to think about how you can embrace a more spiritual dimension in all sorts of relationships. But the quarter moon, which occurs on Saturday, just urges you to be a little bit careful with resources. You know, if you are tempted to splash out on something or support a good cause, think it through before making that binding decision.